and I am switching to Live's Play. Okay. Hello and welcome to Card Talk. I'm your host, Grant Thompson, and today I am joined by Matt. Do you want to say hello, Matt?
Hello, everyone.
And today we are playing the Dungeons of Kirith Garat, I believe.
That's
Uh,
correct.
so, do you want to run through what these decks are? Something you built. So do you want to walk through what these decks are meant to do?
Sure. So Grant is playing an AMR staging area attack deck that uses Galadriel to boost his willpower, and then eventually, with Hugrim, boost his attack power. And say I built the deck is very generous of Grant, because actually it's based on Oneidsen's deck that Grant does the Ancient Mathoms videos with. I literally just changed a few cards to get more willpower boosting attachments into the deck, since this quest has a lot of ally hate. And it was meant to be more of a questing deck for this one, and then my deck was the alternate questing deck that I put together that's more traditional spirit-based boosting with some discard shenanigans. So I've got Dane and Gandalf for a mining engine going, and then Aowen with her ability to discard for willpower boosting. And essentially, it's going to be looking to get things like Silver Circlet into play and onto Gandalf and Aowen to quest, and hopefully just have Dane there to defend for me while hold the enemies off until we can bounce them back into the staging area. Or um, I was originally thinking Grant would be playing his normal 3 Hunters deck where he has range, so we may have to look into getting some attack power for Gandalf, or get like my ally Glorfindel into play for some more attack power.
I mean, I can always let's see how this goes because I think we've got even with the low amount of attack power. As soon as I get Herogrim and um, that stuck on Irma, he'll be able to do some damage. Maybe not an awful amount of damage, but he should be able to do some.
Right. Well, actually, with the willpower boosting and Hurgrim out, I was having him attack for like 9 or 10 pretty easily. He should be able to kill most enemies in the stage area. Um, we'll just have to think about how to handle multiple enemies at once.
Yeah, I mean, if this turns out to be not a viable solution, I will go and pull out a deck that has some allies in because 300 decks don't work with this quest. So
Right.
we'll see what happens. So for setup, we have to set the Uruk Chieftain aside out of play, which is done. Add captives of Kirith Garat and one copy of Dungeon Cell as a staging area and attach a barn to the dungeon cells.
Right.
Um, then we have to select a different orc enemy and add it to the staging area, and then we discard the top cards of our deck until an ally is until it's an ally, and that card is then basically guarded by the orc.
That's correct. So, um, last time we attempted getting this started, I think we kind of settled on that the Orc of Mordor and maybe the Prison Guard
The
were the
prison
better
guard
ones.
has 7 attack that needs to kill it because it gets 3 defense, a +2 defense while he's guarding a prisoner.
Right.
So we can either take the Prison Guard or we can take the Warg Rider.
I guess the Warg Rider is easier for Aemir to deal with as long as he stays in the staging area. And he's got high enough engagement costs that probably will be the case.
Yeah. But whilst we're at stage 1, obviously they are immune to player card effects. So.
Right, we'd have to quest over them.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're getting any better combination for threat.
No, I don't think so either. So, are we going for the Warg Rider and the Uruk of Mordor?
That would be my vote.
Okay, let's shuffle the other two back into the deck, and then we'll start discarding. And since I'm first player, I'll discard first. Silver Circlet, a Rally the West, a Stone of Illustrian, a Test of Will, Dunedain Warning, eventually. So I'll hide this on. Well, who should we hide it on? Let's see which one we're going to put it on. No, it just says to an unattacked enemy in the staging area. So, I mean, without knowing what your ally is, it's hard to say where to put this.
Well, I would say just pick whichever one you think you're likely to take out first.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If we're taking it out first, maybe your ally is better to have than the Handmaiden.
From what I recall, a lot of the decks of my allies are ones I won't miss.
Okay, well I'll put that on the Uruk of Mordor because he looks like the squishiest one that's going to be dealt with first.
Okay. All right, so I'll start discarding. There's Reforged, and there's Bilbo.
Okay, so maybe we should have switched that round because Bilbo would have gotten you your pipe.
I've got the pipe in my hand, so it works.
Okay, and are we ready to... do you want to flip over the prisoners?
Yep. So,
okay, each enemy and location in the staging area that is guarding an objective is immune to player card effects. And after any number of characters are rescued, reveal an encounter card. Okay.
all right. So you're control line, right? There you go.
Yep, and I'm just reading this. We can't actually move on to stage 2 until we kill this Uruk Warg Rider.
Okay, so we will have to engage it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to start off by spending 1 for Nenya. And then I will spend 1 more for Windfalla to raise our willpower up to 5.
Sounds good.
And do I save the resource for the Calabrian Stone? Or do I put out the Dunedain Warning?
You probably want to put out the Dunedain Warning because my deck has a little bit of healing, but it's going to take a while before I get to it, it looks like.
Yeah, okay.
And Galadriel is going to boost our willpower significantly.
Yeah, okay. So, Fastwood's now defending for 4. Okay, so what are you playing out?
All right, well, let's start with a Wizard Pipe. And doesn't really matter which resource I spend, so let's go ahead and use Dane's. I'm going to use the Wizard Pipe to put to draw the Unexpected Courage and put Expert Treasure Hunter on top of my deck, so then I can play that on Gandalf. Actually, Eowyn's always going to quest, so let's go ahead and make her the Expert Treasure Hunter. Gandalf's staff or unexpected courage or silver circlet.
You can't, because Gandalf's staff can only be used to pay for neutral cards, since it's not on the top of your deck.
But Gandalf's staff in general is neutral.
Yes, but you can pay for that off Gandalf. But the other cards you are mentioning,
Oh.
other than Gandalf's staff, are of spheres. You'd have to put them on
Gotcha.
top of your deck to pay for them with Gandalf's ability.
All right, let's get Gandalf's staff then. We'll get a lot of mileage out of it anyway.
Oh, definitely.
Right now. So.
Okay, so questing. Unless you want to play something else.
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay, I will send one.
Oh, let's see here. We're definitely going to want to engage those earlier than later, but Gandalf's 3 attack right now isn't going to make or break our combat, so we'll go ahead and send 7.
Okay. So that's a total of 8 we're sending.
Right.
And we have 1, 2, 4, 7 in the staging area. And we can alter it by 5. So card number 1 is an Uruk-Guard room.
All right, 11.
Card number 2 is each player raises his threat by 1 for each guarded objective he owns. Well, we don't own a guarded
Right.
so that's 1 threat each.
Do we? But we're to. Oh, because these are the guarded objectives and we own them. I gotcha. All right.
At least that's the way I'm reading that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because otherwise I was like, wait, if it was under our control, I'm not sure. Yeah.
So
I follow what you're saying.
So we are up against 11.
Correct.
I will have to use Galadriel to boost us up to 13. So we make 2 progress on Rescue the Prisoners. If you want to add that progress on, since you're controlling the deck.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, where we're traveling to?
Oh, let's see.
Mod room to get out more threat.
Kind of wonder if we shouldn't go to the dungeon cell, because once it's explored, we get
a
bond, and if he gets any more objectives or anything, it could be another high threat location itself.
Yep. Okay, so we travel to the dungeon cell then. So if you want to make that the active location, and I'll just pass you the Uruk-Guard room. For some reason, I had control of it.
Well, because you revealed it. I got the habit of our other plays where
I was at our deck. Right, if you just want to collapse things down, it might make things easier when we reveal.
Right.
Okay, so engagements. The only thing coming down is this Uruk of Mordor.
Right, because it'll engage me, which I can easily handle with Dane.
Okay.
And give it Shadow. And have Dane defend that. No Shadow. He's not an ally, so he can still defend just fine. Oh, Rally the West would be nice.
I'd save for Rally the West because of the fact that I had to discard mine.
What's that?
I said I'd save that Rally the West because I had to discard mine.
Okay. Well then, I think I've got 2 copies in here, but getting it sooner than later is better, so Dane can take a damage. All right. Don't have any way to attack back at the moment. Oh, you know what? We quested successfully, so actually I should draw the Rally of the West because I can just name side quest.
Yeah, okay, so you draw the side quest with the expert treasure hunter.
Right. So actually, I can discard Glorfindel because it doesn't matter if he's in the discard pile.
Yep, okay.
Take that, and I believe that's the end of the round for us, right?
Yes, because we can't attack back. So, yeah, that's the end of the round. Or were you going to use Gandalf's staff at the end of the last round for a resource or a draw card?
Oh, I should probably take the resource because I've got a number of cards I would like to get out.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I have to be a little greedy on this
That's
deck, I
fine.
think.
I was just reminding you
Okay.
that you had it there to do. If you weren't going to use it, I would have suggested dropping it on Amat so I could play Calabrian Stone. But if you've got stuff that you can play, that's going to help us out more than 2 willpower.
Well, yeah, as if I also have Silver Circlet, Calabrian Stone I could play, or an Unexpected Courage, or Shadowfax. Or I could get Rally the West out and one of those other things as well.
Yeah.
Lots of options.
Uh,
Let's give A1 a resource for that because I have a lot more spirit cards to play. All right. Do we want Rally the West this turn? Otherwise, I could get Shadowfax out.
What's going to be of most benefit right now? Is it going to be the side quest, or is it going to be an extra?
It's probably going to be another getting the readying out so that Gandalf can actually start whittling down the Uruk of Mordor.
Yep, it sounds like a plan.
Hmm.
I mean, you could also get Rally the West out even with Shadowfax.
Yeah.
You don't have a test of will in hand, so it's not like we can.
Need to save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get out Shadowfax. And Rally the West.
Okay.
Could have played Expected Courage for the resource, but we might want that on someone else at some point here.
Okay. Now the question becomes: do I play out the Mirror of Galadriel, or do I play out an Unexpected Courage?
Well, the mirror will let you dig for Hugrim and give Eomer some attack power later when we can attack the staging area, or even just
Unexpected Courage allows me to either dig with Galadriel or get an extra action out of Eomer.
actually probably the Unexpected Courage on Galadriel for the card draw and threat reduction, because then we won't have as many engagements.
That's what I was thinking. So I'll drop my threat by 1, draw a card, see what I got, and I got Herogrim for next round.
All right.
Well,
So
that's if I get the extra. That's if I can get the extra spirit resource, depending on what we draw. What comes out this turn.
well, I can always give you the extra resource with the staff, especially if we can get a Calabrian Stone on Eomer, because then he would actually be pretty good at attacking these enemies.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. That's why I've left a resource on him. Not that I can do anything with it at the moment. I'm waiting for that second resource for the Calabrian Stone.
Okay.
But let's soar up the questing.
Right.
So I will quest for 1.
I will quest for 7.
Okay.
So we're 8 again?
You want to ready Gandalf then?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Habit.
Yep.
All right, card 1 is an Uruk of Mordor.
Yep.
Card 2 is another Uruk Warg Rider.
So we've added 5 to the staging area.
So it looks like 12.
Yep. I will have to use Galadriel's ability to add 5 more willpower. So back.
13. I can discard Elven Light to boost our willpower by 1. Make it 14.
Okay.
So we get 2 progress at least on the active location.
Yep, and we quest successfully, so you can trigger your expert treasure hunter.
Yep, and I'll name event to draw Will of the West.
Okay, and then engagements. This other Uruk Mortal is coming down to engage you.
Right.
Actually, I'll optional that Uruk Mortal.
Okay.
Because I can just bounce it back up to the staging area, then possibly kill it with Airman in this quest phase.
Well,
It doesn't
oh,
matter.
because it's not guarding.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right.
No defense
Dane will
first.
defend this one. No shadow. And so,
Okay, fast reveal.
sorry, I just debate if I want to mill my other expert treasure hunter.
I mean, if you don't, you're going to take a point of damage. We don't have a healer out yet, so it could be
Yeah,
risky.
we'll go ahead and mill it because I've got Will of the West in the hand. So if I need more,
Right, well, Fastrid will defend mine, 4 against 4.
okay,
No
no
damage.
shadow.
And I will bounce it back to the staging area, reducing my threat by 2.
I don't think she heard you.
All right.
Could I borrow Gandalf's resource to add a Galadriel?
You most certainly can.
Thank you kindly.
Oh, I could have wizard piped Glorfindel on top to keep my expert treasure hunter, but that's okay. It's not that big. Yeah, I'm ready for the next round.
Right, okay. So, looking at my hand and looking what I've got to play, it's kind of a hard decision. I know
Oh, yeah.
I need Hirogrim out. So that gives EMR a boost. I won't be able to attack the Uruk Mortal this turn. I won't have a resource for it.
I could always give you the resource with the staff now.
Oh, thank you. So that does that. That's Clavering Stone. So EMR is now essentially 3 willpower. That can go up to 8. So at 8, that's potentially 11 attack.
You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to attack the Orc of Mordor to put a damage on it.
Yep, no worries. Okay, so over to you. What's your plan for this round?
Well, let's see. Amber is going to attack. You've got some readying there. Faster will be able to defend and bounce something back. And actually, Amber could potentially attack for... Oh no, because Hugrim gets exhausted to boost attack. So
Yeah.
giving him an unexpected courage right now isn't super helpful. I think we need some more willpower, so let's go ahead and give 2 more. Actually, all things being equal, let's give the silver circlet to Galadriel.
Okay.
At least one night. I don't know if it's more than one.
Do you want me to stay there then?
No, it has to be me.
All right, I think that's it for my planning then.
Okay, so questing then. I
Right.
will send 3 with Irma.
And I will send 7 again.
And now, after I commit to the quest, I spend a resource, exhaust Herogrim. I'll exhaust Galadriel to add 7 willpower. So that's putting Irma up to 13 attack. And killing this Uruk Warg Rider.
Sounds good to me.
Because what I'll do is I'll keep that Uruk Mordor around so I can keep bouncing it back and forward.
All right, so we've got 6, 9 in the staging area to start here versus our 17.
Yeah.
So card number 1, Fear of Mordor. Each ally in play gets -1
That's
to each
fine.
of its stats. Yep, we have no allies, so whiff. And card number 2, Taken Prisoner. A first player attaches an ally he controls to an unattached enemy or location in the stage area. If he cannot, Taken Prisoner gains Doom 2. So
Okay.
I raised my threat by 2.
Is it just the first player?
Oh, it gains Doom 2, so it's both of us.
Right, okay. I will lower your threat and have you draw a card with Galadriel.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So how much progress do we make?
Oh, looks like we're making 8 progress.
So that's should we? I'm pretty sure we're going on Rally the West, weren't we?
Yeah, we probably should because we need the willpower boosting.
Yeah.
So that puts it at 5.
I will discard 1 card to Eowyn to make that 6.
Okay. I also had Windfall in my hand, or Calabrian Stone I could discard for that too if you wanted.
I've already got Windflower out on the board.
Okay.
So I'm not too bothered about discarding it.
Since you had me draw a card and I see an Arid Luin Miner on top of my deck, before we finish questing, I'm going to Wizard Pipe the Arkenstone on top, I guess. I guess that doesn't really help with me trying to mill things.
Why are you putting the Arid
Never mind.
Why are you putting
Nope.
the Arid Luin Miner on top of your deck? You want to mill the Arid Luin Miner so you can put it a play for free.
Right, all I need to do is not name ally. There we go. Right. Okay, so we finish this.
Okay,
So,
so questing successfully, we've explored the dungeon cell, so a barn comes down.
and I name attachment, so this gets mined and put into play.
You didn't actually have to use the Expert Treasure Hunter. You could have used Dane's ability to discard the Arid Luin Miner in the combat phase, so you take no damage from the attack. Which is actually what I was thinking instead of triggering the Expert Treasure Hunter.
Yeah, I just there's a lot of other cards I could hit, like the hidden caches, so I'd rather get them into play now and try to run through the deck.
Okay, so engagements, actually, so travel, are we now going to the guard room or we're just going to quest over it?
First player, so you get a bond.
Yeah.
Let's see, if we go to the guard room, we have to put another orc enemy into play.
Yeah.
I think we should clear out some enemies first.
Okay, well I'll take
before travel.
Mordor down.
All right. And
Fastard will defend the Uruk of Mordor.
no shadow?
Reduce my threat by 2 and bounce it back to the staging area.
Okay. All right. Dane will defend my Uruk. And attack enemy gets +1 defense, +2 if it's guarding objectives. So it's got 4 defense this turn.
So you can't damage it this turn because all you've got is 4 attack.
Right. Let's see. I will Wizard Pipe, Reforge to my hand, and put Windfall on top, and mine the Windfall to boost my defense by 1.
Okay, so next turn.
Yep.
for some reason I didn't gain resources.
That's really weird.
And I didn't draw a card, so I'll just do that now. A second copy of Nenya. Okay, I'm going to sort you first.
Alright, I can't play Furial.
And I wouldn't recommend
Man,
playing any guarded objectives because of the fact that I can no longer attack into the staging area if they're up there.
yeah, that's more for stage 2 or 3.
Right, okay.
And I can always mine it if need be. Do I have anything mined that I might want to play with Reforged? No. I'm one short for Glorfindel. I guess.
I've got the
Do we
stone
want?
if you mine the stone of, if you reforge the stone of the lost ring, it's just going to come in and end up playing guarded, isn't it?
Yeah, it would still come into play guarded.
Yeah. Okay.
It would be guarded location, which we could probably deal with.
Unless
And
it's
you'd be.
unless it's another guard room.
That's true. Well, okay. Let's give it another turn to see if we clear our stage area a bit more before we play anything guarded.
Well, I'm going to spend one, and I'm going to play out the Mirror of Galadriel. I'm going to reduce your threat by 1 and have you draw a card as well.
Thank you. Will be my Rally of the West, and there's another Furial. I'm hitting a lot of duplicates right now. Oh well.
Okay, and then.
Fodder for mining.
Okay, and then I random discard. Okay, I discarded the Necklace of Girion, but I have a perfect target for your Reforged.
The necklace.
Firefoot.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
I said I've got the perfect target. It's sitting in my hand right now because I've got no other way of playing it. It's Firefoot.
Oh. Yeah, there's good harvests in there for you to play it, but if you pitch it to Eowyn, I could reforge it.
That's the idea, and you don't forget you've got control of the bomb this round.
Yeah, I was figuring just put them in the middle here so we don't have to pass them back and forth.
And do you want to discard that shadow card that's on the Uruk of Mordor? I've just realised it's still there.
Oh, yep.
Okay, so I'm questing for 4. I will pitch the Firefoot to Eowyn, so that's 5. I will then trigger Eowyn to make that 13 from me. So 13, and I'm doing 12. That's 15 damage on Eomer that he's essentially doing. Program killing off the Uruk of Mordor sitting in the staging area, and that takes a resource.
All right.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, you did your planning, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think it's best for me just to hold off. The only thing I could really play is Unexpected Courage, and we've been doing okay right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Uruk Rogue Rider could sit up there for another turn unless you engage it, so be fine. Let's see. I've got 9 that I've been sending. I think I'm gonna keep a bond back, 'cause if he can help me attack a lot. The same with the Urdlorn Miner, I might be able to do something to this Uruk of Mordor finally.
Yep, that sounds like a plan.
So,
So, time to reveal cards then.
Yep. So we're 22.
Yeah.
First card, Uruks of the Eye, Surge. Each orc enemy in staging gets -5 engagement costs and +1 threat.
Okay.
So this one is 4 threat. Still card number 1. Injured companion. Each player must choose raise your threat by 1 for each character you control or discard a character you control. Well, I'm going to go ahead and discard my Iron Lunar Miner.
Yeah, I raised my threat by 3 since I don't actually have an ally on the board yet.
Okay. And card number 2 is a Prison Guard, which is another 4 threat enemy.
4, 8,
So we've got
12.
12.
Yep. So that makes all the progress in the world on Rescue the Prisoners.
Yep. All right. So stage 2.
No, we don't move on because we've still got.
Oh, we still got art objectives.
Yeah.
Oops. Put that back out. I had 12 progress on it. Okay. Oh, you know what we might have forgotten to have done? We might have, I think when we rescued a bond, we were supposed to reveal encounter card,
Which would have been that.
like last turn.
Yeah.
I guess we could reveal one now, so we probably would have been questing over it anyway. Or we probably would have been this Orcs of the Eye.
Yeah, and if that was the case, we would have had a 4 attack to deal with. And then. Let's just carry on.
All right. Yep. All right. So we quested successfully. What is the top card of my deck? It's fair. I'll go ahead and draw it. Say ally. Oh, there's
Okay,
R1.
Travel, are we going to this guard room? I say no.
Yeah. Well, let's leave it there.
Okay, and then both these enemies are coming down.
Yep. See, I'm first player, so I would get the Orc Warg Rider.
It depends. Do you want to take the Warg Rider? Because I can optionally engage one to take the heat off you. Which one would you prefer me to take?
Why don't you take the Warg Rider? Because
Well, the
I think
prison guard.
Faster could defend it without any problem, and you might actually be able to do some damage to it. Or wait, you could kill
I can kill
Prison Guard.
I can kill the prison guard in the staging area next round, and I can defend it without taking damage, essentially.
Okay. Go ahead and take the Prison Guard, and I'll take the Warg Rider.
Okay. And you can chip away at it with a barn.
Well, Bon and I guess Gandalf will need to defend this turn. I should have played the Unexpected Courage on Dane.
Hindsight's 2020, man.
Right.
Okay, so do we get shadow cards?
The encounter deck is empty.
Alright, okay, so your first defense?
Let's see.
Well,
I'm just debating if I want to discard the shadow card. Oh no, he's immune to player card effects, so I can't.
yep.
So we'll have Dane defend this one. No shadow anyway. I will go ahead and Wizard Pipe the Celebrian Stone on top of my deck, so it gets discarded and get R1 to my hand.
Okay.
And you know what? Let's go ahead and boost its defense one more for the Arid Lunar Miner.
Sweet. Okay.
And
how are you defending the Warg Rider?
Gandalf. And he doesn't get boosted because, well, is he an orc enemy? And does it matter? Plus attacking, willpower. Nope, my willpower is 4, so even if his threat is 4 still, and it's engaged with the player's +1 threat. Ooh, we should have made more progress. Not that it mattered.
Right.
Anyway.
Okay,
Yep.
and Faster will defend, bumping that guy back up to the staging area, reducing my threat by 2.
Just go ahead and put it in there.
Okay, and for combat, what you doing?
All right. I could do 2 damage to him, or
You could do
2
1
damage.
damage to the Uruk of Mordor, or you could do 2 damage to the Warg Rider.
I could do 3 with the minor, because a bond gets boosted when he
Yeah.
exhausts.
So a bond gets boosted, so that puts him to 2 attack. With the minor, that's 3. The Warg Rider's got 1 shield, so that's 2 damage on the Warg Rider, or 1 damage on the Uruk.
Oh, okay.
Because the Uruk's got 2 defense.
Either way, it's going to be 3 turns before I can get rid of one of these guys. The Rook of Mordor hasn't been terrible, although Gandalf is my better attacker, so probably better get rid of the Uruk of the Warg Rider first. So we'll attack the Warg Rider for 3
Okay.
and do 2.
Okay, Gandalf's staff, what you doing with it this round?
My hand is full of cards. Yours is not. And I'm going to have enough resources next turn to play out either Firiel or Glorfindel for more willpower, which we don't really need right now. We need combat ability, which
Glorfindel helps with
your deck
combat,
is. That's true.
so could I draw a card?
Yeah, you could draw a card.
Thank you.
So
And I got a silver harp.
And actually, Firefoot's 2 resources, right? So let's go ahead and play my Reforged now.
Well, if we get Firefoot back, that is basically meaning I have to discard Calabrian Stone,
Oh,
dropping Irma's overall
restricted.
willpower. But it's giving him a static +2 damage, rather than relying on his willpower. So you'll be
Plus,
attacking for a net of 5.
well, and also let you put damage on
Enemies.
enemies engage with you.
Yeah. So I don't think that's actually a bad trade, losing the Calabrian Stone for Firefoot, do you?
Nope, not at all.
And plus, we could technically reforge Calabrian Stone onto somebody else, like Gandalf or Eowyn.
Right. So we'll reforge that. And go ahead and start a new round.
There we go, and I drew a second copy in then, yeah. Okay, I am going to spend 2 for a silver harp, and I'll put that onto Fastrid. I will trigger Galadriel to have you draw a card and reduce your threat.
Alright, get Will of the West. My threat's now 39. No, wrong way, Octagon. I swear the box for changing my threat is slightly off. Alright.
Okay, could I get Gandalf's resource so I can place Joe to Gondor?
Yep.
Thank you kindly, and then that means Eamon never has to worry about resources again.
Okay. If that's your planning, I'm going to Wizard Pipe Glorfindel on top, drawing Erdogan Minor, and then play him for 5.
We can't play Glorfindel if I play Steward.
Why not?
While the Uruk Guard Room is in the staging area, increase the cost to play each ally by 1.
Oh.
You know what? I'll hold back off Steward for this round. I'll play it next round. I think
Okay.
Glorfindel's more important at this point in time, and I've got 1 resource sitting on Eomer that I can kill this prison guard without it.
I appreciate that. So I'd like to get some of these enemies out of my engagement.
So he basically just took the resource for either Gandalf or Eowyn and played Glorfindel. So questing, I suggest we go on the Uruks of the Eye.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, I'll send 4, and I will kill the prison guard with Eomer. And I will also send Galadriel, so I'm sending a total of 12 willpower. Not 12 willpower, 10 willpower.
10. Okay.
Yep.
And our staging area threats down. I think I'm just sending Eowyn this turn for 5. So I might need Gandalf to defend twice.
It's fine.
All right, card number 1. Okay, encounter deck. There we go. Enfeebled. Each player exhausts the character controls until the end of the combat phase. Exhausted characters cannot ready. Oh no, the miner.
Okay, Aban, you're being exhausted.
All right. Card number 2. Sailor of Cirith-Garat. And he just gets -5 engagement costs. He doesn't raise his threat until he's engaged. So he's just 4 more threat, which puts us at 9.
Yep. 5, 9, yep.
So we make 6 progress.
Which is enough to clear out Uruks of the Eye.
Wonderful. All right.
And if I engage this jailer, he's going to capture Aban. So no, let's not do that. Do we want to go to this dungeon cell?
We might as well, because we can't advance yet. And I think we've already got enough enemies that we don't want to go to the guard room yet.
Yep, agreed. So we'll
Go to the dungeon cell.
Yep.
All right. No optional engagements. So just these 2 get shadows.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Won't be able to get Silver Circlet back if I defend, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and have Gandalf defend the Warg Rider. No shadow, no damage. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have Dane defend this. It's
enough,
threat.
so it's just +1.
Yeah.
So it's 5 against 3.
I'll go ahead and mine 2 cards. I've got Will of the West. So no damage taken.
Okay, and now combat.
Right. Let's see. I've got 6 attack available, which should be enough to defeat either the Orc or the Warg Rider. Both are guarding. I don't need Bilbo. You might want Galadriel's Handmaiden, especially since it'll enter play and you'll get to reduce your threat by 1.
Well, it's just E player's threat by 1, so.
And I've already got my pipe, so let's attack the.
Does it enter play since it's already in play?
But while they're guarded, their text box is considered blank.
Right, so even though they're in play, when they get the text box, does that consider them back into play? So we could trigger that response or not?
That's a good question.
I see for the purpose of this video, it's not. We'll
Okay.
grim rule it until we'll look it up at a later date for whether or not it's actually, if that works or not. So I claim this.
Yep. Attack for 6.
And the Urukumodo is kaput.
So now we just need to get rid of the Warg Rider.
Then you could technically ready Glorfindel and put 2 more damage on that Warg Rider.
That is very true, and I've got a Rally of the West I don't need, so we will go ahead and do that. And just one more damage would be all I need.
It's just one more damage.
Don't have any way to boost right now. That's all right.
Yeah, and your first player. So, what's your plan?
All right, well,
Well, Galadriel's going to reduce your threat by 1 and draw you a card.
oh, thank you. Now we've got a test of will. So I probably want to save a spirit resource. Do we need the defense boost? Been okay defending with Dane and everything so far, just fine. So
Wouldn't mind
Arwen's not.
wouldn't mind Gandalf's staff so I could get that Steward of Gondor so that way I can then
Oh,
play it and then can attack into the staging area and kill this jailer.
okay. Go ahead, take a resource.
Thank you kindly. So you plan to do anything?
I guess the question is, do I want unexpected courage or save up for Furial?
Well, if we get unexpected courage, that means Irma could potentially attack again, or you could get a second defense out of Dean.
Right. Um, let's put the unexpected courage on Dane. So I've been engaging a lot of enemies.
Yep. You're at a high enough threat where that's actually important enough.
And I'll wizard pipe that on top of my deck, drawing the Elven Light, so I can save a spirit resource.
Okay, well, I just played Steward of Gondor, and I am actually going to spend 2 resources and play an unexpected courage onto Irma.
Nice.
So, questing.
Yep.
Okay, I will use Galadriel, target Irma, so he's now questing for 10, so I'm sending 12 to the quest. And
all right.
Irma is then going to attack into the staging area, killing this jailer with Peregrim, making him kaput. And unfortunately, there's no enemy engaged with me, so that excess damage does nothing. Okay, so I'm sending 12.
All right. I'll go ahead and send my 9 for 21. We've been seeing a lot of high threat stuff. First card. In enemy territory, each player cannot have more than 5 cards in his hand. I have to immediately choose and discard down to 5. Okay. And that surges too. Let's see. Will the West. Furial would definitely be nice to keep. Arwen is nice to keep. Unexpected Courage and Test of Will. Everything else is pretty much. Oh. You know what? We'll keep the Reforged because I could do that for Unexpected Courage if I want. Not Test of Will. Among other things.
Okay.
All right. All right.
So,
Card number 1 again.
yep.
Mordor Warg. Attach to an orc enemy and return that enemy to the staging area.
So that's
So,
Warg Rider.
right.
Back
Oh man, that's going to be a pain. Because now it's got stats all boosted by 2.
Yep.
So it's a 5 threat enemy. All right. And I could cancel that. But he still would be Oh no, because he's immune to player card effects.
Right, but we can cancel when revealed on the Mordor Warg before it attaches to the
Yeah.
the Warg Rider. In which case, we'd have 2 enemies to deal with instead of this supercharged Warg Rider.
Yeah, I like that plan better. Let's do that. So play the Test of Will. Cancel the when revealed on that. All right, card number 2 is another dungeon cell, which surges. So card number 2 again. Tormented by Orcs. Raise threat by 1 for each guarded objective he owns, which would be me for 1,
Yep.
or gain surge.
So seems you have a guarded objective, doesn't gain surge.
Yep.
Okay, and so
So
we're
7.
yeah.
We make lots and lots of progress.
Yes, we do.
So that one's explored. And be 14, so 9 more on this quest.
Yeah. Now, I think now's the time we either go to the Uruk guard room.
Yeah, I think we can handle it at this point.
I mean, whatever
So,
I get, I can bounce back to the staging area.
right. All right, let's go to the guard room. And discarding encounter cards. There we go. So prison guard.
Okay.
All right, so engagements. I can easily defend whichever one you don't want.
Well, I was actually thinking, could I get both of them anyway? And I can't. So I'll take the prison guard. It's the highest attack one, and Dunyan's just going to knock them back into the staging area.
Okay.
So shadow cards.
All right. So if Dane defends, this one gets +1 attack, so he's attacking for 4, which is fine. No shadow. And I can mine Bilbo. That's fine. And then Dane will defend the Mordor Warg. Canopy game, he gets +1, which still is only 3, so I don't need to mine the Wizard Pipe.
And don't forget you've got a bomb there as well. We can do some stuff.
What's that?
You've also got a barn there that can do some stuff this turn.
Oh, right. I was like, a barn? What?
Barn.
Sorry, my
A
poor
barn.
Midwestern ear. All right. I guess I could have Wizard Pipe to save Bilbo, but I don't really want to discard anything else that I have in my hand. So, and I might have drawn him with Expert Treasure Hunter.
Okay, so attack.
Right.
Defending. I will defend with Astrid.
So it's 5.
So I take 1 damage. I will then bounce it back to the staging area, reducing my threat by 2.
Okay. All right. Actually, thank you for reminding me about Aban, because Aban is enough alone to defeat the Warg Rider.
Do we want to wait until we've cleared off this Mordor Walk before we progress on to the next quest stage? Because I'm not sure what the next quest stage has as of for when reveals.
It's a good point. Then let's have Gandalf and Glorfindel attack the Warg to defeat it.
Okay.
Actually,
Do you want to use Glorfindel in the miner and keep Gandalf ready in case we get another enemy?
yeah, that's a good point. We'll do that.
Okay.
And then Aban can, or are you wanting to hold off on advancing altogether?
No, go ahead and kill it. I was just,
Yep.
just making sure we had the rest of the enemies that we could kill killed.
And I get Bilbo, but he's exhausted. All right, now we advance. All right, so we shuffle the encounter discard pile in the encounter deck. We discard cards from the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded and add that to the staging
Right,
area.
I'll just be a minute, Matt.
Sure. So while Grant is being a minute, I will go ahead and get this set up. Shuffle, shuffle. Looking for an enemy. Oh, we got Dungeon Warg. Oh, that was perfect one to get discarded because it doesn't surge. And we also don't have to worry about his when revealed when it does an additional attack.
Okay,
That's
I'm
nice.
back. So,
Well, we discarded to a Dungeon Warg, which actually is fantastic because it doesn't surge and it doesn't make an immediate attack.
sweet. So,
And
is that all we're doing?
let me check side B. Each enemy in the staging area cannot take damage and gets plus X engagement costs for X number of progress tokens here. So our AMR super attack is out this stage. So they won't be able to take damage. But going around, reveal encounter card, then place one resource here if no enemies are engaged. And we have we need 2 resources to advance past this stage.
Okay. And you're sitting at 40 threat.
Correct.
And we are not meant to engage enemies?
That's what it says. It's gonna get plus X. They're gonna get plus X engagement cost. So we'll need to put a lot of progress on to keep from engaging.
Okay. So, I will... Well, we've finished combat, so we are now for the new round.
Right.
Okay, and since allies are cheap again, I will spend 1 and play out the Westfall, the Gladron Weaver, and shuffle Nenya back into my deck. I will then spend 1 more and play a Westfall Horsewhipper and look the top 10 cards of my deck. I do not have a mount in there. I didn't think I did, but I am going to shuffle up anyway.
Okay.
And that's me done.
Let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to need more questing power sooner than later, so I will go ahead and put out Arwen. As the more progress we get on the main quest at this point, the better off we'll be to try to advance.
Right, are we planning to put the progress on the quest this turn, or are we planning to go in enemy territory straight away and get that? Yeah.
I'm seeing, I guess, Expert Treasure Hunter would still draw me a lot of cards normally, but I guess, though, if there's no enemies in the staging area because we engage them and kill them, we don't engage that way. Let's go to enemy territory first,
Yep, sounds like a plan.
and we'll see about maybe taking out enemies.
Okay. Seems Irma's not being used to attack this round into the staging area because I can't.
Right.
So I think I'll hold Irma back from questing,
Okay.
and I will quest for 1, 2, 3. I'll send 3 and reduce your threat by 1 and draw a card.
So I'll get Shadowfax, go down to 40. All right. Yeah, I've got Unexpected Courage now on Dane, so we'll go ahead and send Gandalf, Eowyn, and I can send Glorfindel
And I'll
for
target
one.
Eowyn with Gladriel's boost.
9, 12, 14. All right. Oh, and better send Bilbo for 19. That'll help me remember. All right. So ready for encounter cards? We got another Mordor Warg, and I don't have a Test of Will this time.
That goes on to the prison guard then.
And card number 2 is Gate of Iron. Let's see. Okay. Oof. Raise each player's threat by 3. All right. So we got 4, 5, 10. 10 threat in the staging area. So we'll make 4 here and 5 here.
Yep.
I can discard a Shadowfax to boost it by 1.
And I can discard Nenya to boost it by another. Oh, and I would have sent a Barn as well for 2 more. I forgot I had control of them this round, so that's
Okay.
particularly in enemy territory. In which case I can hold on to Nenya, because that would have put 1 over.
Okay.
Okay, so now in travel, do we want to go to this dungeon cell?
Discard top card. Cost greater than the discarded card's threat. You just have Nenya and Song of Travel.
Yep.
Oh, you've got your threat's really low though. So, yeah, I think if we're gonna travel to it at all, now is the time.
Okay. So discard the top card of the encounter deck.
No threat.
Okay, I'll discard Nenya for that. Okay.
All right.
And then engagements. Do you want this prison guard?
I have the most attack power, don't I?
Well, you've also got the most defense power with Dean.
Yeah, I'll take the prison guard.
Okay.
And then you get the Dungeon Warg.
Yeah. I will defend with Fastred.
Attacking me gets +1.
Does nothing. I will reduce my threat by 2 and bounce it back to the staging area.
All right.
Or should we just kill it off?
We should just kill it because its engagement cost is 25. So it'll be a hard one to avoid engaging,
Well,
even with a progress on the quest stage.
Okay, so I'll kill it off instead. So I'll raise my threat back up to 31. How are you defending?
So let's have Dane defend this 6 attack enemy.
Okay.
And no shadow.
Okay, so you weren't going to Gandalf staff that shadow?
No, I mean Dane's been pretty good. We haven't seen that many shadow effects.
That's true. It's just that 6 attack enemy, if it got a shadow that says deal defending character gets minus X threat, X defense. It could have been all over for Danny boy. I applaud your bravery, my friend.
All right. Let's see here. I am going to Wizard Pipe on top of my deck, so it gets mined first. And 2, and oh, there goes Unexpected Courage. Oh well. But I get 2 resources, which I will go ahead and put those on Gandalf. I use Gandalf's staff, so I get 1 more. So next turn, I'll be able to play Furial from the top of my deck, no problem.
Okay. And then for attacking back, Irma kills the wolf that was engaged with me.
Yep. And let's see. Dane, Gandalf is 5, 6.
And you can ready Glorfindel and swing back with him.
Yeah, I'm just debating which card I want to discard for that.
Probably the Silver Circlet.
Yeah. I was trying to save it, but it's
Well,
not as important as the others.
You've got Reforged in your hand.
Right. So that's 8, 9 attack versus
7,
3.
3,
Yeah, does it add hit points? Yes, it does.
9.
So,
You need a total of 9 to kill it.
and I just said 9. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Mordor Wargs go back to the staging area, but the Prison Guard survived. It's gone.
All right.
Um,
Still, that was pretty good for my deck.
yeah.
All right.
Turn. And I didn't gain. Did you draw a card there? I think you did, didn't you?
Yeah, as I just did Control N.
Yeah, I'm going to need to add my resources and draw a card this turn. Okay, I've just drawn a Test of Will. I'm going to spend 1 resource and give Gandalf a Song of Travel.
Okay.
And I have a resource left over for a Test of Will. And I will spend 2 resources for a Warden of Healing. And reduce your threat by 1 and draw a card.
Okay. All right, I'm going to Wizard Pipe, drawing Dwarven Tomb and putting Furial on top of my deck. And go ahead and play Furial for 5. And let's see here. Do I want Silver Circlet reforged or something else?
Well, I don't think I've got anything. I've got the Stone of Velostrian, and Silver Circlet, or the Necklace of Girion, or a Calabrian Stone sitting in my discard that we can reforge. Or we could reforge.
I think if we were going to go guarded attachment, the Arkenstone that I've got in my hand might be the better play. Because then all of us would get a willpower boost.
Just each unique character you get.
Oh, you control. So I was thinking it was boost you, but it's still, that would be +6 willpower. I guess the card draw would help your deck. You were pretty kitted out.
You mean plus
as am I.
willpower? You've got 4 unique allies plus your 3 heroes.
Oh, +7.
And then a barn when you control them.
Right. I guess I'm a little hesitant to play it out just because we're going to need to try and avoid engagements, but we're probably not going to happen this turn with the Mordor Warg up there.
Yeah, just play it out. If we're getting enemy, great. If we're getting location, so be it.
Alright, let's put out the Arkenstone. And we got a location. So I got discard cards at the top of the deck until I discard an ally. And attach that to the Torture Room.
You want me to cancel that? Or are you okay discarding from your deck?
I've only got 9 cards left, so I'm probably fine discarding. So I got Will of the West.
Okay.
I could just shuffle it all back in.
Okay, and who knows, you might whiff. You might have all your allies in the discard pile at this point.
Right. So there goes Test of Will. There goes the hidden cache.
That's 2
So-
resources.
Let's put them on. Oops. Put them on Aowen. Tomb, Gandalf's staff, another hidden cache. We'll give those to Gandalf. Test of will. Oh, there's Arwen.
And your last card in your deck's Windfall.
Yep.
Okay,
And
so that's now attached to the Arkenstone.
Why she didn't ask earlier?
right. So it's guarding 2 cards.
It's only that.
It's gonna raise our threat by 1 at the end of the round too.
That's fine.
That's option. All right. Well, since I got the extra resources, I might as well will the West here.
Well, what I was going to say is, do you want to wait until after we've done combat? That way you could discard Windfall and then just shuffle your entire deck just in case there's another card that comes off saying reveal X cards or discard from your deck.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. I'll wait.
Okay.
Plus, I got Reforged in my hand still.
Questing, I will send 2, 4, 5, 6, 14.
14 for you. I have control of the Bond. We don't have anyone engaged right now, so we'll go ahead and send him. Gandalf, Eowyn, Minor, Furiel.
And we get a look,
Lots of people.
and we get a look at the top card with Fury out.
Yep, we do. So it's 2, 6, 11, 12, 15, 17, 20, 22. So we're questing for 36 right now.
Yep.
And Furiel's card is an injured companion.
I will discard that.
Alright,
I don't want to have to use my Test of Will unless necessary.
well, we both have an ally right now that would probably be easy to discard for that.
So do you want
But-
to keep it then?
I think it's worth keeping. I don't think that one's too bad
Okay.
right now. Because I can discard the Minor. He's not going to be a big deal.
I'll discard the Gladden Weaver, so I lose 1 willpower.
Same here. So now we're down to 34.
Oh no, only 34 willpower? Whatever shall we do?
Card number 2. Each player exhausts the character controls until the end of the combat phase. Exhausted characters cannot ready.
I'll exhaust me, Warden of Healing.
Let's see. We only got 1 enemy, so
Gandalf it.
yep. All right.
So we added literally no threat.
So 6 threat in the staging area.
Yep.
So we make 28 progress to which goes here, 26 to here.
That's adding 26, so we need to be at a threat of 46 to engage as mortal wargs.
Right. So
Travel to the torture room?
yep. Let's see here. So we don't want to engage the wargs. We need to not engage enemies for 2 rounds anyway.
Okay.
Um,
So next turn, I suppose.
well, before the end of the turn, I might want to reforge something here since my deck is about empty anyway. Let's see. So we got the Stone of Elostrian and everything out there too. Actually, do we want the stone for you since that would let you help draw cards?
I wouldn't say no to the Stone of Elostrian.
Let's do that then. Let's reforge the stone. And then I will play my
That's guarded location.
Will of the West. Right. Not location. So Dungeon Cell. That one's a good one. Because now it doesn't surge.
True enough.
Alright. And I Will of the West. Alright. Now I'm ready for next round.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to spend 1 for a Westfold Horse Whipper. What are the top 10 cards in the deck? Nope. No. No horse. I'll pull out another one of these. Okay, I'm done.
Well, right now, there's nothing for me to do. I should have Dwarven Tomb to test a will back to my hand before Will of the West, but that's okay.
Well, I've got 2 Test of Wills in my hand.
Okay. We're
What I
fine.
will do is have you lower your threat and draw card.
Thank you. So, 2 Elven Lights in hand. Oh, wait. I am going to Wizard Pipe so I can trade the Elven Light for a Test of Will.
Right, don't forget to put a resource on Sneak Past the Guards, because we didn't engage an enemy last round.
Thank you. Alright. Questing?
Yep.
Your first player there, Grant.
Okay, I will send 2, 4, 6, 14
14.
with a barn.
Okay. I will go ahead and send 9, 12, 14, 16, 19. So we're 35.
Okay.
All right, first card, Gate of Iron.
Okay.
Card number 2 is a Jailer. So we add 7 to the staging area, 8, 10, 11.
We
So
more than clear the torture room. Oh, we forgot to raise our threat by an extra 1 for the torture room last round.
got it.
So now you regain control of Arwen.
Right. Let me add get this up to 46. I don't think we're engaging anything this turn.
And you also claim your Arkenstone.
So I can't really claim Arwen because I've got 1 in play. So she gets discarded. And this is attached to a hero.
You could give it a Dean, seeing it's technically a dwarvish heirloom.
I was thinking, as like, which one's the more thematic one to attach it to? All right. So each unique character gets +1 willpower. Okay. Do we want to travel to anywhere else? Travel to the dungeon cell?
Yeah, may as well travel to the dungeon cell. And I'm guessing we're not wanting to engage anything this round.
If we don't engage anything, we advance to stage 3 at the end of the round.
Right. Just a note. Look at the engagement cost of that Jailer of Kirith Garat.
90.
91.
Oh, you know what we forgot to do at the end of the last round? We forgot to reveal another encounter card.
Yes, so we'll do that now.
Okay, so we made 4 less progress. There we go.
So it's still 87 engagement cost.
I think we've got it.
Okay, so we're not engaged in anything, so next turn.
Yep, so at the end of the round, reveal encounter card and get the resource. Player raises threat by 1 for each guarded objective he owns.
There,
Um,
there isn't any.
Actually, there
I
is.
raised me threat by 1 for the Stone of the Lost Ring.
Right. Doesn't gain surge. And we advance to stage 3. So Uruk Chieftain gets added to the staging area. So we have to choose a hero we control, discard all tokens and attachments from it, and attaches it to an unattached enemy in the staging area as a captive. And we must make a stereo stage against each enemy in the staging area, reduce engagement cost of each enemy not guarding objective to 0 for these engagement checks.
Okay, that's an issue.
Yes, I guess Fastrid is going to be the less
Test of
problematic. Is there an action window? Well, I guess it's a response, so...
Unfortunately, you can't test a will quest
Okay.
cards.
That would be pretty funny.
If I give up Fastrid, I don't
You don't have a defender.
I don't have a defender. Now, how many enemies are we getting?
So there's 4 enemies in the staging area right now.
Right.
So we'd each be getting 2.
Well, the ones that are guarding a captive don't make engagement checks.
Right.
So we're each just getting 1 enemy, right?
That's correct.
So
I could defend for you with Gandalf since he's got Sentinel with Shadowfax.
I'm just looking at these enemies, and the enemies that are the worst are obviously the Jailers and the Uruk Chieftain.
Right.
If I say give Fastrid to one of these Jailers, it means that it doesn't have to come down. And it heals Fastrid.
Okay. I think I have to pick Aowen.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate I gave her all the extra resources, but that's all right.
It's not like Gandalf isn't doing anything with his. He's got the spirit resource, so he can play spirit cards from his hand.
And I think the other jailer is going to make the most sense here.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take this Moro Warg if you take the Uruk Chieftain.
Well, I guess the question then is, I guess maybe I need to. Chieftain is kind of a bridge to the plans, I guess, because he engages whoever has the most non-unique orc enemies. Although the warg is just a creature, so yeah,
So
I can take him.
And I'll take the Warg.
Yep.
I'll shadow cards, I suppose.
No, this is at the end of the round because this is when the thing gets added and everything else. So we still would flip this and do our refresh and everything else.
Okay.
Or actually, we should have done our refresh phase already, but then we do resource and all that.
Okay, do you want to flip all that 3B?
Yep.
And wouldn't these enemies be still in the staging area then, and not engage with us? Or
No, because it's the win reveal that makes us do the engagement
right,
check.
Okay.
Beginning of the quest phase, we have to discard cards to the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded and add it to the staging area.
You want to control them then, bud?
Yep. Sorry, I was marveling at our forced effect there on 3B.
Okay. Have you got anything you want to play?
Let's see. We completed that side quest, so I can have more than 5 cards in hand. I could Wizard Pipe Expert Treasure Hunter. Or no, I can just play Expert Treasure Hunter. We'll go ahead and do that. All right. I think I'm done with my planning.
Okay, so at the beginning of the quest phase, we now have to discard for the Jailer of Kurth Garat, for the quest card, I should say.
Yep.
Okay,
Like we got an Uruk of Mordor.
yeah, that's fine. I am going to quest with Irma. I am going to send Galadriel, reduce your threat by 1 and draw a card, my friend. Irma is going to attack, and he is going to kill the Jailer of Kurth Garat.
The one guarding Fastred.
Yes.
All right.
So I am sending 10, 12. I'm sending 12 to the quest.
All right. Let's see. I don't have to engage that Jailer. I probably will get the Uruk. Dane's got defense. So, actually, we've got 10 in the staging area right now. And we don't need to make that much progress. I'm actually going to save Gandalf and send this team here. So that will be 14, so we're 26.
Okay.
And look at the top card for Firial. Tormented by Orcs. So that would raise my threat by 1, which I think that's fine. So we easily quest over. We don't have to worry about getting another enemy.
Okay.
So I'll take the 1 threat from that.
And I will take the 1 threat for the Stone of Velostrian.
Move these over. And Injured Companion. I'm thinking I'll... Oh, you got it. All right, works. So nothing changed threat-wise in the staging area. So it looks like we make 5 there, and then 11 on the quest. Now we just really need to rescue Eowyn, which you would be able to do next turn with Éomer.
Right, I'm just debating now. If I put the Stone of Velostrian onto Galadriel, it'll boost our willpower by 1 because I have to actually discard Windfalla.
Right.
So I think that's what I'll do. I'll discard Windfalla to save the to play the Stone of Velostrian.
Okay.
And that actually gives her 9 willpower. Okay, so engage travel. Where do you want to travel to?
I've got plenty of cards I can discard if need be for the Gate of Iron travel.
Okay, let's do it.
Oops. So, encounter card is another Gates of Iron. I don't actually have a 3-cost card in hand. I was really hoping for 1, 2, or 0. Discard a card.
Yeah, it's a card rather than cards.
Right. I guess we're raising our threat by 3.
Yep. And I'm guessing I'm going to be bouncing this Mordor Warg back just to get a bit of threat reduction.
Right. That gets discarded. Looks like I'm getting the jailer engaged with me.
Yeah, and I'll take the
The orc.
yeah. Okay, shadow cards.
Or should we have you optional the jailer since you can bounce it back to the staging area?
He's a forced effect. Wouldn't have him claim one of my. Actually, yeah, I'll take the jailer because I've got allies that aren't of any use at the moment. And you get the Uruk Mordo. Right, okay. He takes the Westfold Horse Breeder.
Alright. So let's have Dane defend. The Uruk Chieftain. No shadow. And I'll mine 2 to boost his defense. And then I'm going to swap Unexpected Courage with Wizard Pipe there for a second. And then Dane will defend the Uruk. There's no difference in willpower or anything that I need to worry about. Return attacking enemy to the staging area after this attack. Okay.
Okay, and I will defend.
Mine the Wizard Pipe. Go ahead.
Can you discard the shadow off this jailer?
Yep, I certainly can.
Thank you, and I will defend the jailer, bouncing it back, lowering my threat by 2. And then I will take this Mortal. I will take this Mortal Warg Rider undefended.
The shadow.
2 damage. I will exhaust the Warden of Healing to heal up a point of damage, and then Eomer attacks and kills the Warg Rider.
Okay. Next round.
Are you not attacking the? Oh, you can't. You could attack the Uruk Chieftain for 2 damage.
Oh, that's right. I've got a bond right now. All right. Let's put 2 on him. That's not damage. All right. Fall in. And I've been forgetting about Expert Treasure Hunter for quite a while now, but it's all right.
I'm gonna draw an extra card thanks to the stone. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to spend 2 resources and play out a Silver Harp again. I'm going to spend. You've got a resource for a Test of Will, haven't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll spend 1 for a Gladwin Weaver and shuffle the top card back into my deck. Okay.
All right. I will spend 2 to put a Silver Circlet on Gandalf. And 2 more to give him an Unexpected Courage.
Okay, reduce your threat and draw card from Galadriel.
Thank you.
How did you reduce your threat by 7?
By 7? Oh, I thought it said 40. Never mind. All right, 45. There we go. Didn't read it right.
I'm glad I looked at that. It was like, hang on a minute, what? Question.
All right, questing.
Okay, I will do my same trick with Irma and Harrogrim and Galadriel and kill the Jailer Kirith the Rat, claiming my horse breeder back and giving you Eowyn, and I will do 11, 12, 14, 15. I'm
Well, we
sending.
just won, Grant, so you don't even have to count your willpower because that was the last guarded objective.
Fair enough.
Man, Amber did great in this quest. I
even
thought there'd be,
even
yeah,
though he was restricted of who he could hit and when he could hit them, yeah, he did very well. Galadriel with an insane amount of willpower helped blow through the quest.
yep. These decks definitely were not designed to work together because there was a lot of overlapping cards. Because like the Windfallas and Celebrian Stone in my hand or in my deck were dead, but
Even
this deck just cycled through everything.
even though they were dead cards, even if one of them got them out, it wouldn't matter because it was on the board. Given willpower,
Right.
like we ended up getting Silver Circle. You put Silver Circlet on Galadriel, so that way we could get even higher willpower. We had unexpected courages across the board because we were both playing them on each other or making decisions that would help each other.
Right.
So it's not exactly like, yes, they may not have been designed to work together, essentially, but they did actually work quite well together.
Yeah, we had a lot of action advantage. Didn't have range really to speak of, but with Amber's ability and Fast Stride, it was easy to be like, oh, we'll just bounce that one back to the staging area where you can hit it.
Yeah, well, we did have some range with Gandalf with Shadowfax, but it's not that it was ever needed because no enemies were actually hanging around engaged with my deck for long enough.
Right.
So, what did you think of this quest then?
It's pretty interesting. It's definitely a challenge to kind of build around where it's like we need some allies for that setup, but you don't want to put too many in because of all the capture effects.
Yeah, and I think we may have missed a few of the triggers on a capture effect here and there.
Yeah, I was trying to pay attention. Each token attachment character. The main thing is like when I rescued Bilbo, I made sure to exhaust him. I'm not sure we did that with the Bond. We were paying the jailers were the ones that also had it, and there were the dungeon cells. It was only when an ally is destroyed. And we weren't defending with allies, so we were playing around that pretty well.
Yeah, I know we discarded a couple of allies, and I wasn't sure if that would trigger the dungeon cell, but as I read it here, I think we've nailed it because I don't think we missed a trigger there. But we may be wrong.
Yeah, it's these guys. You had to engage them to get attached,
And I
and
remember leaving them up there because they didn't actually come down to engage us because of the fact until we had the ability to knock them back. And I mean,
right.
Irma was just killing them outright in the staging area, as you saw when they had Eowyn kidnapped and Fastred. He was like, "Yeah, not today."
And we only saw one torture room that got an ally.
Yeah.
So
Overall, I think we did quite well.
I agree. Especially how much time I put into thinking about this quest. It feels like I've been building for it for like a week or two.
Yeah, and considering you build two decks to fulfill the same role.
Well, I wasn't really sure with all the stuff with the stages granting immunity if the AMR staging attack would work. And I also kept trying to build one where it was AMR and Lothlorien because Lothlorien could put an ally into play to quest, and then it just gets shuffled back in. So like
Well,
there's nothing to hit.
that works, but if you were doing that, I would have recommended running Thorongil and putting Tactics Earmar in as well.
Yeah, because then you get the attack boost when he leaves play, or when the ally leaves play.
Yeah, and then that would help with Earmar's less than notable killing things at only 5 attack when he doesn't get the willpower boost from Herogrim.
Right. The problem I was running into is that there just wasn't a lot of really great allies to keep bouncing him in and out of play for that
Yeah,
kind of play style. Because like
Yeah.
Escort from Edoras is the main one I was thinking about, and it's like no one else kind of hit that level of, oh yeah, this would be great just to pop in for one quest phase.
well, you could get something like Grimbold that you can pop in and out with their ability.
I thought Grimbold was the one that could cancel an enemy attack.
He is, but he's got 2 willpower.
Yeah, in tactics.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
because
Or
all it has to do is share a crate, and while Earmar's in play, she's got the Rohan crate.
yeah, well, the thing I was thinking about is like, okay, so if you keep putting a two willpower questing ally into play, you're never really ramping up. Whereas with at least with the attachment route that I ended up building with here, we could ramp up and get the willpower we needed to power through these quests.
I'm just saying it's a way to look at things. You know what I mean? If you
Right.
went that's a way you could do it. Get a few 2 cost, like 2 willpower allies.
Yeah, there were some options that way. I just was worried that wouldn't provide the right amount of questing power and things like that. And I think this one ended up being better overall because then it was twofold. Amber could quest really well with the boost, and he could attack the staging area really well.
Yep.
Whereas there isn't that much synergy with the Lothlorien ally route.
Yeah, especially not with this version of Earmar.
Right.
But overall, I've enjoyed tonight, so thank you for asking me to do this with you.
Oh, thank you for playing. It's a nice opportunity to get a game in while I'm on vacation this week and my daughter's taking her nap.
Yep, so join us next time where we play more games from Lord of the Rings, the Living Card Game. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.